What recognition is Somaliland entitled to? Here we describe the type of recognition that Somaliland is entitled to. There are two types of recognition a country can have: de jure recognition and de facto recognition. I will explain it to you now, so listen carefully. De jure and de facto recognitions are the modes of recognition of the state. Recognition is the declaration of existence in terms. De facto recognition is provisional. It is the primary step to de jure recognition, which is fully recognized. When a regime changes, it is an existing state letting know the political entity of another state. Simple announcements cannot do it. The Montevideo Convention 1933 implies for qualifications to be recognized, such as permanent population, definite territory, government, capacity to enter into relations with other states. Recognition of government. When a state recognizes a government, it acknowledges a group of persons as competent to act as an organ of the state in question and to represent it in terms of international law. Legal effects of recognition. Recognized state becomes entitled to sue in the courts of the recognizing state. Recognized state is entitled to sovereign immunity for itself as well as its property in the courts of recognizing state. Recognized state is entitled succession and possession of property situated in the territory of the recognizing state. Recognized state may enter into diplomatic and treaty relationships with the recognizing state de jure recognition. Recognizing state gives effect to past legislative and executive acts of recognized state retroactivity of recognition. De facto recognition. Special cases arise where a legitimate government loses all or part of its power over the state and even flees abroad, becoming a government in exile. And this control is being exercised on the ground by a new, different government. It is called the de facto government. If a state maintains normal diplomatic relations with a new government, this is merely a declaration that the new government is effective, but not that it is legitimate. One doctrine holds that a government that has come to power by coup d'état or revolution should not be recognized or regarded as legitimate until it has received democratic confirmation. De jure recognition. When a regime changes by revolt, the legitimate government loses all its power. Even though in practice, the former government sometimes continues to be recognized as the legitimate government, the de jure government, even if it has lost effective control of the state, at least temporarily. As we all know, Somaliland was recognized de jure status on June 26, 1960, which is based by bilateral agreement from the government of UK and the government of Somaliland. I will now read independence documents. Agreements and exchanges of letters between the government of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland and the government of Somaliland, in connection with the attainment of independence by Somaliland. Hargeisa, June 26, 1960. Presented to Parliament by the Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs by command of Her Majesty June 26, 1960. This letter was the letter between the two governments of the UK and Somaliland transferring responsibility for the country. I am also including the letter from a UK Queen. By the Queen. A proclamation terminating Her Majesty's protection over the Somaliland Protectorate. Whereas the territories in Africa, known as the Somaliland Protectorate, are under our protection. And whereas by treaty, grant usage, lawful means we have power and Somaliland Protectorate, sufferance and other jurisdiction in the. And whereas it is intended that the Somaliland Protectorate shall become an independent country on the 26th day of June 1960 hereinafter referred to as the appointed day. Now therefore we do hereby, by and with the advice of our Privy Council, proclaim and declare that, as from the beginning of the appointed day, our protection over the territories known as the Somaliland Protectorate shall cease, and all treaties and agreements in force immediately before the appointed day between us or our government of United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland and any of the tribes of the said territories, all our obligations existing immediately before that day towards the said territories and all functions, powers, rights, authority or jurisdiction exercisable by us immediately before that day in or in relation to the said territories by treaty, grant, usage, sufferance, or otherwise, shall lapse. Given at our court at Buckingham Palace, this 23rd day of June in the year of our Lord 1960, and in the 9th year of our reign. That means the state of Somaliland has been already recognized by the UK government on June 26, 1960, with de jure status. Can de jure recognition be revoked? Withdrawal of a de jure recognition in international law is a very exceptional event. If strictly interpreted, the de jure recognition can be withdrawn. Even though the process of recognition is a political act, de jure recognition is of legal nature. The government of Somaliland should immediately clarify its status legally with the British government, as it cannot normally revoke de jure recognition, especially when it is linked to independence. Somaliland needs only re-recognition its status as de jure state. Thank you and see you next video.